Tonight's podcast is brought to you by The Wrath of God. Have you ever wanted to turn your wife into a pillar of salt?
You ever wanted to send 100 million locusts to your neighbor's home?
Have you ever been out on a picnic and really just needed it to rain frogs to make that perfect day?
Ever been out on a romantic evening at the beach and decided you wanted to boil the seas and turn the moon as black as sackcloth?
Ever needed to tear 42 children into shreds with a pack of she-bears but just couldn't fit it into your schedule?
Ever wanted to burn some bushes?
Well, you're in luck. Try The Wrath of God from Slappy Code.
The Wrath of God by Slappyco uses current age nuclear physics and pseudoscience combined with the Old Testament hate and the New Testament love of God to give you a formidable product that will allow you to kill the firstborn children of your entire neighborhood. Find it now on your local Slappyco store.
The Wrath of God, because God damn it.
Risen from the grave! You can run, but know that you can be saved! The good old game is all resurrected, the blood will flow like wet! And now you know their names! All the pregnant are back in the game! With a bottle of whiskey and control of the surface they reclaim! All the Good Ole Gamers punch you right in the dick. All the Good Ole Gamers return and kick you right in the cliff. Rolling you offended, spit down your neck. The Good Ole Gamers return.
Well, it's March 30th.
It is.
Yay. I would have been here earlier, but went to leave my house, and for some reason I had about, I don't know, 120 million locusts perched up on my car in my yard.
Sorry about that, buddy.
Yeah, I figured you had been by Slappyco's store down the road here.
Yeah. That new Slappy Mart's bitching.
How you liking that that Wrath of God kit you picked up?
It ain't bad. It ain't bad. You know,
I see Jamie still walk around. She doesn't look very salty yet.
Yeah,
so.
she knows to mind her own business now, though. She knows to do what she's told. She knows the man is the head of the household.
I really enjoyed that big red smear of lamb's blood above your front door when I came in as well, too.
Well, you got to be protected. You never know these uncertain times.
Yes, we are living some dark times. But you know what's not dark? The Good Ole Gamers. I mean, well,
yeah,
actually
wrong.
Up. Yeah,
we're gonna get sued for false advertising on that.
Yeah. Well, here's the two darkest guys you know, humor wise. It's the Good Ole Gamers podcast. I'm Lyle. That's Brendan.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
We're back again. Yay.
Once more.
Yay. See, so how's fucking life treating you this week?
Not bad, not bad. Been real busy and frustrating for things we'll talk about later.
I like your frustration, though.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, my frustration has borne some quite great fruits.
It is. It's a forbidden fruit, if you will.
Yeah.
To go along with the biblical theme of this episode. Yeah. I don't know. It's been kind of a weird day for me. We had a transformer explode at work today. So
was it an Autobot or a Decepticon? Or was it a green onion?
It didn't. It identified as a green onion, but it looked kind of like a Volkswagen Jetta to me. But I was just at work and I heard this really fucking loud explosion out back, and then the lights started flickering. So I was like, something is awry.
You know, when things like that happen, yeah, it sucks for the pocketbook, but my God, is it good for the soul?
No shit.
It's like getting those snow days as a kid again.
Man, I like my job, don't get me wrong, but goddamn, I'm there all the time.
Uh-huh.
It's just nice being able to get here before the ass crack of dark and, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow.
Yeah. I had something similar happen to me when I was working at the machine shop years ago. Transformer blew out back and none of the 3-phase shit would work, which meant nothing nothing at all I could actually do worked. And so after they found out how long it was going to take, he was like, all right, just go on home. I'll pay you 4 hours work. I was like, deal.
All right, bet.
Can we just do this every day?
Yeah, no shit. It like you said, it is very good for the soul. It's just a nice, like, and then I only got a 4-day week this week. And I think we're going to be going to this may change. I mean, plans change all the time, but as of now, we're talking about going to a tattoo and horror convention in Nashville this Friday.
I want to go hit that arcade up there.
Yeah, I've already thought if I'm going to Nashville, we're going there.
Yeah, I've been thinking about making a weekday trip at some point.
Well, you let me know, because I may try to pull a vacation day, or Lord knows, might stick my whole finger down my throat one day and just we'll go play some goddamn games. Might use the Wrath of God kit on my whole workplace.
Some frogs. Nothing will gum up a machine like some frogs.
Just go into work and turn on my machine, and my machine starts bleeding. And I'm like, well, it's time to go. This don't.
You think Doug from maintenance can handle this today?
They're just like, oh, we accidentally bought the Wrath of the Shining kit. If you don't want to do your job, we got these 2 little twin girls that do the job for you. Fuck you. You know, it's like replaced by ghosts. God damn it. Ghosts work for real dirt cheap, apparently. Yeah.
You know, I came to
something about rune stones or something.
I came to a startling realization about ghosts the other day. It blew my mind. Like it was just an epiphany moment. Maybe me and Jamie mentioned something about ghosts, and for some reason I was just like, "Holy shit!" I just probably discovered one thing about ghosts nobody's thought about. Ghosts have to be affected by gravity. Otherwise, as the Earth's rotating around the solar system, they're just off into space. Which means you could use a black hole to kill ghosts.
Oh.
See. Maybe the Ghostbusters had little black holes in their little
Neutrona wand is actually like a black hole producer.
Yeah, it produces gravitons.
Maybe that's how they house them in the containment units.
It's a miniature black hole in there.
That's pretty goddamn profound, Brandon.
Yes, I'm quite pleased with this revelation I had.
This is pretty immaculate.
Because, either ghosts are affected by gravity or they're just fucking lost in space immediately.
Can you imagine you're flying through space, some advanced civilization, they just look out the window and you see this little Casper looking guy, it's like, they're like, well, he looks sad. They just keep on cruising through space. The goddamn heavy metal car with the astronaut comes by. The ghost is hitchhiking. And he's like, fuck you. You're a ghost. You're spooky. Yeah. Don't ever pick up hitchhiking space ghosts.
Hell no. That's rule one.
That's the worst guy.
That's rule 1 of the space road.
That gets you. They're not worried about you killing them. They're already fucking dead. Poltergeist.
Which,
that's pretty fucking wild, though, like in all actuality.
Yeah. And it also brings up...
You need to call some pseudoscientists.
I do. Following that same line of thought, if there are other, sentient species in our galaxy, if they also produce ghosts when they die, like we supposedly do, for no goddamn reason at all.
So there's literally just... People worry about space trash. Like, what about all the space ghosts floating around?
As the Earth goes through the galaxy, we might go through like a patch of alien ghosts.
Christ, you just discovered the origin of the actual space ghost.
Yeah.
He was a ghost that floated off into space and probably floated through some radiation, float through space, and mutated into space ghost.
Coast to coast.
Yeah. God. So maybe that's what'll happen to us in the afterlife. Our ghosts will float through space, we'll run through some radiation, get superpowers, and get our own TV show.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
Fuck yes.
Probably better than heaven or hell. Both those options seem kind of lame.
In ways.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho.
Do we have any kind of news? I don't know of anything
man.
coming up.
I'm just, I seen where, what's the name of the fucking people that make Pokemon? Niantic or
That's who's doing Pokemon Go.
they have some fucking 3D augmented glasses coming out for some reason.
Huh.
And I want to say it's for the new Pikmin game. I want to say the new Pikmin game's like augmented reality or some shit.
Oh.
I could be wrong. But I seen a picture on something where it was somebody walking and it was like they're walking down the street and they got a fuck ton of little Pikmin. I don't know anything about the Pikmin games.
Yeah,
I know they're good. My cousin Alex told me they're fucking fantastic.
I've not heard anything bad about them. They just I haven't been there, haven't been drawn into that one.
Kind of, it's a strategic strategy game.
Yeah.
Kind of from what I gather. Or like an action game with strategic elements.
Mm-hmm. I still don't give a single flying fuck about Pokemon Go. Someone likes, like it when I was playing Pokemon on the Switch. Someone's like, oh, you play Pokemon? I do too. Let me show you my Pokemon.
I play actual Pokemon,
They
motherfucker.
bring out their phone. I'm like, I don't care about your stamps.
I was gonna say, man, when Digital Stamp Collecting Go come out, I collected all the stamps and I got that coveted Elvis stamp.
Uh-huh.
And I just...
It's the one where he was on the commode dead, right?
Yes. And there's a peanut butter and banana and mayonnaise sandwich laying in the corner if you look real close. That's the variant.
Covered in roaches and mice.
I bet you that bathroom smelled like a...
I bet it is.
With all these fucking people are like loading the bloated corpse of the king out. And they're like...
A sickly sweet smell of death combined with like whiskey and bananas.
And brute.
Yes.
I imagine Elvis being a brute wearing kind of man.
He probably put cologne on by the gallon.
God. Man, that's an actual tale of sadness. You go from being Elvis fucking Presley to literally like a character of yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, like, should have been snorting this peanut butter
You go from being
sandwiches.
Elvis Presley to
Elvis to Presley.
to being a character in Clay Fighter.
God, ain't that the fucking truth? Like, It's sad. They should have made an Elvis video game.
Yeah. Like,
I'm really surprised they haven't.
at least like a choose your own adventure type thing.
Yeah.
No matter what you choose, you end up dying on the toilet.
Yeah. But I don't understand what I did. I even said no to all the speed. I don't know what I did. People just like...
You said yes to all the Big Macs.
Yeah. You should have took the speed and left the fucking pork alone.
Speaking of, I've been saying no to the Big Macs. I'm down officially.
You're looking real fucking good. You looking fit, looking tough.
I'm telling you right now.
You can tell, though.
I'd fuck me.
Hell yeah, why not?
I'd fuck me.
Why? Would you help me load this couch in the back of my van?
I'm down 41 pounds as of
Fuck
today.
yeah.
Pretty thrilled about it.
Play the celebrate thing for yourself. Yes. Weight loss, good.
Almost down to my pre-college weight.
That's awesome.
When we first started recording this.
It's fucking incredible.
Yeah. I knew when I started school, I was like, I'm going to gain weight. I tried to diet. When I first started, I was like, no, I can only deal with so much stress. If I'm going to be stressed out, I'm going to be shoving fucking burgers and pizza in my throat.
See, that's one thing I've realized where I'm bad, because I've lost a little, not just like, nothing like you, but I've lost like fucking 6 pounds in the past like month. And it's because I've been trying to regulate my eating habits. Like I don't eat like shit all the time anymore. But I kind of realized how much I stress eat, I guess. Though.
I'm the same way. I just love to. Yeah, if I'm stressed, go bury my face into
Well,
to
somebody
a sack
don't
of fries.
use like hard drugs or any of that shit. Like that's kind of like the equal on par thing for people. You know, like
I've been doing keto and I've really enjoyed it so far because like the main thing is when I get hungry, I can kind of just ignore it. Like on normal low calorie diets, which work, I don't, I've had success with them in the
you're
past.
genuinely hungry though.
I'm
like,
hungry
right?
on those and I get shaky and I can't concentrate. And when I get to that point, I'll fucking eat anything on earth to get rid of that feeling so I can actually do something. So with this though, I don't get that way. So I'll know I'm hungry, but I'm just like, fuck it. I got other things to do besides eat.
Now keto work, it's like essentially low carb, right?
Yes. Yeah. I try to keep it like 120 carbs a day.
I know you told me for breakfast you'll eat about a pound of bacon kind of deal.
Yeah, a lot of times I'll eat a pound of bacon and a side salad.
How heart healthy is that diet?
I don't know. It's probably no worse than being a giant fat ass. So
Yeah. I've been curious. Is that something like in my older age, I've got to where I like try to watch like sodium counts and shit.
Yeah.
Like I won't buy like microwave dinners anymore that's got like fucking 85% your daily intake sodium in one meal and shit. Cause I'm like, that's awful.
Yeah.
Like, no wonder my ankles are swelling, like.
yeah, it varies a lot from person to person. It's definitely not a diet for everybody. But I also know that like old conventional knowledge was all fats are bad, and that's new science is kind of showing that it's not.
Yeah, like they said the same thing about cholesterol, and there's good cholesterol and there's bad cholesterol.
Yeah. So I don't know. As long as I'm losing weight with it, I'm good with it. Because it's got to be healthier than being a giant fat ass.
Yeah. I've thought about, I lost all that weight a couple years ago, and I've really just tried to, I kind of want to be the world's first person to be like, depression worked for me, and now it'll work for you.
Oh, it's worked for me. I mean, I lost over 100 pounds one time because I was depressed as fuck.
Well,
I'd eat a cup of ramen noodles a day. That was it.
That's how, man, I've always had a healthy appetite. I've always been a bigger kid. And, like, my weight fluctuates really fucking weird. Like, some years I'll be huge. Some years I'll be small. When I was with bitch whore that won't be named, like, I was comfortable. I was happy. So I gained a fuck ton of weight.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that scared me. Like, in my depression after all that shit that happened, dude, I literally dropped, like, fucking 45 pounds in, like, a month. Like, not even that.
Eating.
Not even that. And, yeah. There was one point, dude, like I literally eat one fucking time in a week and a half. I ate one fucking meal. And that is the only thing I fucking let my body eat its fat to survive and drink water. That's all I fucking did. Like I would drink, I take that back. I think I ate maybe a banana or two, like during that time, just to keep my fucking potassium, keep my legs from cramping and shit.
That's another thing I've noticed with this keto versus traditional low calorie is on the low calorie I could always tell I lost muscle mass with it. This keto I don't think I've lost any muscle mass with it because it's so high protein.
That's something I've worried about doing diets because like I'm actually pretty happy with like my chest and arms and shit because they're I could kick some ass if I wanted to, but like you can lose that shit.
Yeah.
Because I could even tell, like, when I'd lost all that weight, my arms got a little bit smaller. And that was one way I could really tell. I was like, damn, I'm losing, like, some fucking weight.
Yeah.
Like, that stress and depression diet's...
It's hell on the body. It works.
Look good, feel awful. But, I don't know, sometimes vanity helps.
What I hate, though, is, like, coming into work... And I've lost a lot of weight since, like so-and-so last saw me, like, oh, you lost so much weight. You need to be careful. You're going to be sick. I'm like, sicker than being a fat fuck? What's sicker than that?
Yeah, I mean, the more overweight you are, the closer you are to dying.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing that sucks about living in Alabama, especially is people don't look at it that way around here.
No, they don't.
They're like, you're just big people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the fucking fact that we eat like garbage, everything is, you deep fried shit.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
The Southeast is the fattest part of the country.
Fuck yeah. Like, and I get it. Like, because people are always like, well, you look at our grandparents and they lived off hog lard. and all this, and they never died like this and shit. And I'm like,
They work 27 hours a day.
Eat all the processed shit we do for one,
Yeah.
and two, you're right. They fucking work 28 hours a day. Like, you know, you fucked and had kids, so you had farm hands.
Yes.
Like, you didn't do it because you like getting off.
If you couldn't have kids, well, you better not have a whole lot of land, buddy.
Yeah, you better be a fucking wearing one of them little derbies and hanging out and juke joints and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's the whole, that's real.
Yeah.
Like, people don't look at shit like that nowadays.
And hell, even just making your food back then took more effort. Now, throw whatever in the microwave.
Yeah. Yeah, and never mind you know, read the ingredient list on some shit you buy somewhere. Half of it ain't even food. You know, like, I've always eat like trash, but I've kind of got to like where I take that shit in consideration now as I've gotten older. You know, like I said with microwave dinners, if it's got fucking 1,350 milligrams of sodium, I ain't buying that motherfucker. Like, give me that shit blend. I can put my own motherfucking salt and shit. Like,
That's something else I've noticed with the keto thing is, well, not so much with the salt, but the sugar, because, you know, sugar is straight carbs. I've cut any source of sugar out of my diet. But when I do have something that has sugar in it, oh my God, it's so insanely sweet. Like, Jamie had a milkshake last night, and I took a small sip of it, and I was like,
almost
holy
like where it
fuck.
make you sick. It's so sweet,
Yes.
kind of deal.
Yes, it's insane how much sugar we're used to in a normal diet.
I never really was big on sweets until a few years ago. Like, I think it's one of the things when you're around somebody that eats sweets a lot, like, you just, and I've got to where I love them, but at the same time, I'm like, I try to not eat. Well, I always try to stay savory. Like,
that's
savory over
me.
fucking sweet. Like,
I'm not big on sweets overall.
my life's very savory anyways.
Yeah.
It's never just sweet.
Yeah, my idea of dessert's always been a second helping of steak.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my Achilles heel right now is fucking French fries. You know, I've always liked French fries, but I never just, you know, loved them. But now I want that more than
vegetables
anything.
are straight fucking carbs.
Yes, they
too.
are.
Like,
I would fucking kill somebody over French fries right now, but I can't have them.
would you suck a dick?
Yes.
Boy, I got some French fries at my house. I got 2 bags. I got Rowley's and Nathan's.
Well, buddy, I hope you can keep it up after first round.
Oh, hey, I'm 35. This thing still works like a brand new one. Yeah, I bet though, man. Like that would be a crutch of mine because I fucking love potatoes any way you
Yeah.
want to fix them.
I do too.
That's like my favorite vegetable is a goddamn potato, of course.
And I've had to cut back on onions. They're starchy. I love onions.
Really?
Yeah.
I figured onions would be like healthy as fuck for you.
I mean, they're a lot better than potatoes. They're not unhealthy. Just they have a little more carbs than I'm willing to put in a daily diet because they take up so much more.
So when you get to like your target ideal weight, are you going to keep doing the diet?
I think
Are you
I
going to
will.
like get off the diet or just fucking moderate what you eat?
I
more?
think I'm going to keep with it because honestly, it doesn't feel like I'm dieting for the most part.
Do you feel better?
Yeah. And I think I'm going to keep with it and just give myself like a monthly cheat day where I can eat French fries or whatever.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's pretty solid because I mean, I guess if you stay with it, you'd be a little more prone to maintain. You know, where you want to be.
That's something else with it because, you know, the whole thing with keto is you're staying in ketosis and that's where your body's breaking down fats and proteins instead of sugar, carbohydrates. So if you cheat on it, you pretty much are giving up a week's worth of work because it takes you a week to get back into ketosis. So that's something that keeps me on track more is like, yeah, I want that piece of pizza, but is it really worth a week worth of work?
So essentially, you eat no bread at all,
bread.
right?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing like that. I'll eat the toppings off a pizza.
Essentially, just meat. Then, like you're straight.
Meat and leafy vegetables and like broccoli and cauliflower.
I can handle that. I can fuck some broccoli up. I love broccoli.
Dairy products. Most dairy products are okay to a certain extent. Milk ain't though. I swapped over to almond milk which ain't bad.
I like almond milk. Honestly, I keep that. I keep normal thing of milk in my house just for like cooking purposes.
Yeah.
But like the vanilla almond milk you can get is fucking rad.
I get
cereal,
the unsweetened vanilla almond milk, and I throw that liquid sucralose in there, 0 calorie.
I didn't think about that because I did notice like the just normal silk almond milk I got, it's still got the sugar.
Uh-huh.
And it hardcore.
Yeah, it ain't really any healthier for you than normal milk. But when you just use the artificial sweetener, which can argue
unsweetened almond milk will do the trick too. It ain't awful.
Yeah, it ain't awful. But I had to throw some sweetness in it.
See, that'd be a crutch of mine because I love milk. Like I can pound fucking milk out of the fucking jug. I'm one of them people, I can be outside and get hot as fuck and come in and just pound like half a gallon of milk and it don't faze me.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, that was delicious.
Yeah.
I will drink totally some liquid out of a miniature rubber cow penis any day.
Well, on the next episode of the fitness blog,
oh shit. We're gonna tell you how to take those tangerines and knock out those cankles. Yeah. Anyways, video games.
Uh-huh.
Something that you do not get healthy doing.
Yes. I don't know. As sore as I am from putting together this cabinet.
I think so. I think that's what we need to start off talking about because I have a feeling your woes are going to take a minute.
Yeah. So I've put together a virtual pinball cabinet.
And it is fucking beautiful.
It's pretty awesome.
Outside bystander looking in, gorgeous.
It is the most frustrating project I've ever done, though. Holy shit, is it? It is an undertaking, man. So, for multiple
Did you have
reasons,
an easier time going to college than fucking with that thing?
Maybe. That was probably like 2 years of college compressed in a couple afternoons.
Ugh. Jesus Christ. You're not selling it, Brandon.
Okay, so I bought me an empty cabinet from Game Room Solutions. The overall build quality cabinet ain't amazing, but, it's about what I expected. But the engineering of the cabinet, oh my God.
I was going to say, just as far as feel, it feels very sturdy.
Uh-huh.
Like
yeah,
an actual pinball cab.
But the engineering aspect of for the owner, for the person who's going to be taking care of it, there was almost no... I'm going to say there's no thought into it at all. It was not their strong point in this cabinet.
Somebody was probably fucking huffing air dust when they were designing it.
The problems with it, if you want to get to the front of the TV, you have to take the entire cabinet apart. If you want to get to, say, the computer... getting to the computer ain't too bad. There's an underneath hatch access to get to the guts of the cabinet. Whereas a lot of pinball cabs people make, you lift up the screen.
Yeah.
It has like, a hinge and you lift up the whole screen and you just prop it up like a car hood. And very easy access from there. I have to get on the floor and work with my hands up in the air if I want to,
like
adjust
being
the
up
buttons.
underneath the car pretty much.
Yeah. If I want to, change out buttons or something, I get up under there and do it that way. And honestly, that part's not awful, but it sucks, but it's not awful. The main thing is getting to that TV screen. If I need to change that TV when it dies, if I need to clean the TV because, dust and shit, I have to take the entire motherfucking thing apart. And that happened to me because I started off with a clean TV and clean plexiglass. I put it together. And after I put it together, some crud got in there at some point. And it drove me nuts. I thought maybe I just ignore it for a while and do it when it needs its regular cleaning. But no, it was too much crap in the way. So I had to take the whole motherfucker apart, clean that screen, put it back together again. Pain in the dick.
It would have been really easy for them to just made that front like bevel down and slide down where you could just pull that glass fucking straight out, man.
Yeah, that should have been how it was set up. Yeah, and if it was set up that way, you could unbolt. You can get underneath it and unbolt the TV, and then pull it out from the top, and you'd be good. But of course, they didn't do that because they put zero thought into that.
They were probably like, Brandon Gentry's ordering this. Let's make this as painful for him as possible.
And the entire cabinet's
he doesn't believe in God.
The entire cabinet's made out of half-inch MDF, which MDF is particle board, which is fine. Most arcade machines are made out of something like that. But the doors are also made out of that, which makes them really fucking cumbersome. Now, the bottom one that you get to the guts of the cabinet with, and the one in the bottom back of the cabinet, not too big of a deal. The bottom back cabinet door completely pulls off and you can just set it aside. But the one on the back box is fucking huge, and it weighs as much as the rest of the back box combined. So if you pull that thing out and you're letting all the weight just hang there,
It'd make that box sag.
It makes that box lean back because it weighs as much as the rest of the box. It's ridiculous. They could have easily just put a small brace at the bottom of it where the door is hinged at. Because I know they wanted to like bring the box together there, because this shit's put together like IKEA furniture with the cam locks and shit. They could have put a brace there and then put, a reasonably thick door above it. Or just one that you completely pull out like that bottom one.
Yeah.
It's crazy how heavy that thing is. So I wasn't pleased with all that. I do wish I would have. There's multiple options on their site. One of them was a cutout for a coin door in the front. I do wish I would have got that now. Not so much because I wanted a coin door, but because
maybe easier access.
Easier
kind of
access. That's exactly why I could open up that coin door and reach in there for a couple things. But over the life of the cabinet, I'm not going to be getting up in there that often, so not too awful.
If it ever ends up being a huge pain in the ass, you could totally just sell it for like $6,000 and turn around and buy one of the ones that's already made,
Yeah.
Maybe find one that's a little easier to work on.
See, ideally, and I've looked for a while, you buy a gutted pinball cabinet and you convert it over.
Yeah.
But we live in a fucking pinball desert, man.
Oh, we could talk about those two that you and I found at the thrift store, like at the Lord's Chapel thrift store down there by the stockyard.
Yeah, that place, they have a couple old electromechanical pinball machines that she says they work, and I'll believe her on face value of it.
If they would have been a few $300-$400, Lyle would have one of them in his house.
I would too.
Easily.
They might turn on, they might shoot a ball off, but all the rubber's dry rotted, all the art's crappy, all the metal's rusted.
That one looked like something had been spilled down in it. It looked like it had wet stains like on the fucking play field right there.
Yeah. I asked her how much it was. Oh, they're $1,000 each. And I was like, okay. Because at that point, even if I haggled her down to half price, which I couldn't do, still won't be worth it. Not because they're going to need $1,500 worth of shopping.
This is the same place that has. There was something else that was absolutely fucking fucking like a Miller Lot wolf or some shit. It was some shitty shit that you would see in like a man cave.
Yeah.
Of a guy that potentially beats the fuck out of his wife when nobody's around. $75, wasn't it? Like something like that.
Or there's that little lemon juicer for $40.
Yeah.
Just a little glass lemon juicer.
Got a ColecoVision with a stack of games, which was sexy looking to me. I was like, that's nice. $150. Fuck off.
I bought my stepson a Yngwie Malmsteen music book, and it was $5. And I bet she's kicking herself in the ass. I meant to put another 0 on there.
That's Yngwie Malmsteen. He plays guitars with a furious fretwork that only the Lord provides.
You bought the Wrath of God from Slappy.
Yeah, they wanted $85 for that. And you can get a brand new one for $25.
Yeah, no kidding.
Get a brand new one for $7.77 at certain stores.
But yeah, my cabinet from there, I think, was like $800 shipped. And I got some of the options put in. You can get a joystick and buttons put on the front of the lockdown bar. You could also get you a third screen cut out put in where the speakers are for a DMD. I didn't want to deal with that because I knew it was going to be a big enough headache.
The fuck is a DMD?
The dot matrix display.
Oh, okay.
So you could have your third screen down there for all the dot matrix stuff, which is cool.
It is cool, but it looked pretty fucking rad as is. You know, like
right to me,
it's functioning digital, so that's
I knew it was gonna be a headache enough doing it as it is. I was like, I'm just gonna hold off. Maybe one day I'll upgrade if I really want it, but no, not right now. I'm glad because I knew it was gonna be a lot of work to get this thing going, but I had no clue the depth of it. the amount of bullshit you got to go through to get a functioning visual pinball or a virtual pinball machine going. That's why you see those that are already up and going and running for $5,000 at minimum. Worth it. Fucking worth it because of the work you put into it. I think I'm pushing $2,000 worth of stuff in here. Between the TVs and the cabinets, buttons. I'm getting force feedback in the mail here soon. The computer's going to be another big expense because I'm using an old one and it don't hardly work for what I'm doing. You're
going to end up needing something pretty fucking beefy for that thing, aren't you?
Yeah, because I got a 4K TV for the playfield, but I'm only running at 1080p because of my computer. I want 4K running on it because it looks fucking slick. Because you're right up on it. I'm not a big proponent of 4K everything, but when you're right up on the screen, it makes a difference.
That little extra.
Yeah. But right now,
I didn't realize what the fuck. Me being a dumbass layman, I'm like, this looks fantastic.
Yeah.
This makes my life not suck so goddamn bad.
Which I fully enjoy it at 1080p, so, I'll probably rock what I'm doing here for a while. Because right now, graphics cards are ridiculously overpriced.
Well, there's like a fucking chip shortage going on right now, too.
Yeah,
so
there is.
That's one of the reasons, like, why Sony and everybody's claiming we're having a hard time getting more consoles out, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, which it makes sense. I mean, it happens. You know, that was a big deal with Nintendo back in the fucking late 80s, that chip shortage, and shit was hard to come by.
Yeah. It's the price I'm willing to pay for a graphics card will get me one that's slightly better than what I got now, which is not acceptable. I need a huge upgrade over what I got right now. In fact, I took the graphics card out of my desktop here and threw it in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because I hardly ever play demanding games on here. And if I do, I might probably do it with Stadia, which don't give a fuck what your graphics card is.
Yeah. Still be proponent of that Stadia.
I do like Stadia. I don't know about long-term outlook on it since they cut their Stadia Studio.
They got a thing now running where if you pre-order some game that's coming out, you can get the Stadia set, kind of like how they did with Red Dead. Or not Red Dead.
Cyberpunk. Yeah, I got that set. That's pretty good if you like playing with a controller. That's the only thing is I don't like playing with controllers. The only controller-based games. Every
PC game I have, I tend to play with keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
But, it's just more natural.
If it's a game you're getting anyway, it's a free Chromecast and a free controller.
Well, it'd be handy to hook it up to your TV in your living room or some shit where you don't have the computer,
Yeah.
Lord, I'm slugging these beers on down.
Just don't hail them. I found out that it's not good.
I did. I watched you snort a rife line of Miller Lite earlier.
It was a little rough.
I think you started a new YouTube challenge. It's like, hey, we're going to be snorting beers. Next, as long as I don't come in, you got a funnel running that ass and butt chugging.
Oh, God, that'd be a good YouTube video to start a challenge with. Like, have a beer on the table and just put a straw in it and snort it up your nose. Now, let's see you do it.
How many lines can you snort? I'm going to write my name out in beer.
We
snort it.
We cured ALS with the Ice Bucket Challenge. Now we're going to cure AIDS with the Beer Challenge.
Pneumonia caused by alcohol sounds pretty fucking awful.
You get that yeast in there, too.
He's going to die. He can't breathe. His lungs are filled with Pabst Blue Ribbon. My God.
But yeah, it's been a harrowing challenge to get all this shit going. Because visual pinball...
Sounds like you're about ready to start using heroin.
Yes. Visual pinball, which is like the main virtual pinball software you use if you want to get practically any table for free. It has a ton of settings in it to make it looking good and acting right. I've got a actuator in there that picks up your nudging, so getting that thing going in the digital plunger, that's along with it. Getting all that shit going right was a nightmare, and each program is different. So like I have Pinball FX3, which you can get on Steam on there. I love FX3, but it's got its own picadillos that if you don't get just right, doesn't work good with the nudging and the plunger. So getting the settings for every program right, and then with visual pinball, every single table, you're gonna have to go in there and fuck with it a little bit. Lot of fucking time put into it overall. I really like the FX3 tables. I'll let you play some of them.
Yes, the Star Wars one I played, Boba Fett, was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I like the extra video gamey effects.
Yeah. Well, you told me about Boba Fett does a thing where if you go to lose a ball, he'll shoot a fucking harpoon occasionally.
Yeah.
And catch the ball and save it. And like, I was all right, because let me tell y'all, your boy did motherfucking awful starting out.
It takes some getting used to.
I offered to open one of my wrist vans in the house because I was so perturbed earlier. But, yeah, that was kind of a cool thing, because I noticed when you lose a ball on the Star Wars table, the table dims.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, you know, whatever. But that was really fucking cool. I enjoy that little, like you said, the Carbonite Han Solo spinner.
Yeah.
Like, sucks to be you, Han. Like,
yeah, you going for a ride, Han.
My question is, does he know it? Was he dreaming when he was in Carbonite?
I don't know.
Was he thinking about, like, was he having nightmares? Was he having a dream that he was fucking just railing, laying, turning around at Chewbacca's head? He's like, "Arr."
Do you get nighttime erections inside Carbonite?
Oh my!
Because that would be uncomfortable.
If you get a headache coming out of it, I bet you get dual headache. Like,
yeah.
Your nuts probably feel like fucking withered grapes on the vine after a hard freeze. Like,
you gotta beat off to jizz out some dust. Like fucking squeezing the bottom of baby powder.
Yeah, it looks like the entrance of a wrestler coming in. But anyway,
yeah,
it was good. Star Wars was fun. Mm-hmm. Doom was really fucking cool.
That's probably my favorite table so far as the not real pinball tables go. So yeah, I've also got...
You got Bride of Pinball, dude. I was pretty pumped about that.
I like Bride of Pinball.
That's pretty fucking cool.
I've been trying to find me a good Space Invaders table for it too. I like that one, which that one might not do too good because that's a wide body pinball, and it's going to be compressed down into my like standard body, so it might not translate too well.
Be cool if you could find a digital Deadpool cap, because Deadpool is a really fun pinball machine.
I bet I'm gonna have to wait till I get new hardware for those new ones. Yeah, I do want to get the new. Because I know I'm pretty sure Deadpool's out there. I know Ghostbusters is out there.
Yeah, I got it on PS4.
Yeah. Do you know what the software it is that's running that?
I was trying to think earlier. Hold on, I can tell you. It's...
So I know for PC there's FX3, which don't have that. Zakaria Pinball, which is old pinballs that don't have it. Maybe Pinball Arcade does.
I think maybe that's what it is. Let's see. I should be able to type it in. It's Stern.
Stern, okay. I don't think they have a PC.
No, it's Pinball Arcade.
Pinball Arcade?
Yeah, they have a Stern pack on Pinball Arcade.
I'll have to look into that.
Because that one I bought, Ghostbusters, I had to buy the whole pack, and it come with like fucking Harley Davidson, Ghostbusters, Phantom of the Opera, and something else. I was like, it ain't an awful pack, but yeah, it was a Pinball Arcade Stern pack.
I probably split it up similar to how FX3 split up their Williams tables. I want it. 2 tables, I want it, and I know they did this on purpose. I want a Medieval Madness and Attack from Mars.
2 of the best ones.
Guess what's not in the same pack?
Those 2.
Yep,
of course.
I mean, I got like 2 or 3 other games with each pack, but still, I'm like, those other games are good, but I really wouldn't have paid money for them.
Medieval Madness is probably on my like top 3 list of my 3 favorite pinball machines.
Yeah,
that's one of. I'm decent at Medieval Madness. I can knock that goddamn castle down time after time, time after time. You know,
I've never played it enough to get all. Was it 5 or 6 of them though?
Yeah. I'm not that good.
But yeah, Medieval Madness is probably one of the best ones. I got Addams Family working on there.
Addams Family's fucking great.
Yeah.
just for you goomers that are listening and don't know, that is the greatest selling pinball table of all time.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and those things aren't cheap these days.
Fuck no.
I think it's around 10 grand for one.
Probably.
I know there's
Which is crazy considering they made more of them than any fucking thing else.
It's like the Super Mario Brothers of NES. It's just...
There's somebody in Logan near, like somewhere right over there off 278 that's got a pinball machine in Coleman for sale right now.
Really?
And they want $1,800. They want $1,800 in conditions in or $3,000 fully restored, and the guy's got the restore kit to do it.
What is the pinball machine?
Baby Pac-Man.
Oh.
It's like that little weird cocktail arcade. And I'm just like, dude, I've got the money to get it. I could buy it fucking fully restored, but I'm just like, that's a lot. But yeah, I kind of want to be like, he drops it to $1,500, be like, hey, now we can talk. Because I'm pretty sure all he said it needed was like the screen monitor needed a cap kit.
Cap kit.
And I'm like, we could put a cap kit in.
Yeah, for a lot easier than $1,500.
Like, I'll pull the ad up, and like, yeah, we can keep talking. I'll just pull it up and let you see it.
There, with pinball, virtual pinball, there's so many sub programs you got to get going. Just installing Visual to Pinball. If you want to look up a guide for it on YouTube, it's about a 30-minute long YouTube video. You gotta get this pack, then get that pack, and then copy these files over here into this one, and even for like a lot of these programs that you use just for visual pinball are actually used in other programs too that you didn't even realize you were going to need. So it's so much bullshit, so much convoluted horseshit, and it's a Rube Goldberg machine. You you're setting a little trinket up or a little ball up somewhere, and it goes through all these mazes and tipping over dominoes just to do one simple task. That's a pretty sweet machine there. You don't see those too often.
You scroll down, he tells you what all fucking needs to be done to it and all that shit. It's $1,800. It's $3,000 restored, 18 as is.
Okay. He wants him a Brida pinball and trade. Just trade him your Brida pinball.
Freddy Krueger pinball. Yeah, that's what I want.
Revenge from Mars. Fuck, I ain't trading Revenge from Mars for fucking Baby
Pac-Man. No.
Revenge from Mars is sweet.
I really dig that fucking one me and you played at the
Pinball Museum.
Because that was the first one I'd played that had the fucking like video game screen element to it.
Yeah, that's all the Revenge from Mars. It's a sequel to Attack from Mars.
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. So there's two of them.
Yeah.
Probably should have made that noise.
You need Alltech MPU and to do some Molex connectors. Yeah, I'm not sure what all will be involved in that.
Yeah, the way he fucking said some of that shit, it sounds like you'd have to be a fucking pinball technician maybe to do some of it. Let me explain. Explain these nuts up on your tonsils, motherfucker.
Which, Google goes a long ways these days. You learn just about anything if you spend enough time scrounging around through the internet.
You do. I keep finding... So, we went to Dave & Buster's, and they have a pinball baseball similar to the one we played now, but it's a redemption game, and you have a huge bat, and you hit a button, and it just rolls a marble out, or a pinball out, and you fucking pull the bat back and use it to control. And it's the same exact premise. Got a floating home run area and all that.
That's cool.
Just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Virtual pinball... Another thing that's been real aggravating for me is because I'm running an older computer, so I'm running mostly older software. For Visual Pinball 9 tables and stuff like that. Finding information on these old tables is fucking hard because everything's been Visual to Pinball 10 for years now. So just finding support and, questions on these old tables has been fucking shitty. So if you're going to build you one, start off with a beefy ass computer that you ain't going to change out later. It'd been a lot easier.
Just something you can just start with right off the bat kind of deal.
Right. Yeah, do as much as you can right off the bat, because changing it later is going to suck. Which I'm going to have to start making backups of this shit, because, my God, I don't know if I want to do all of it again. The amount of software fuckery you got to do for this.
Well, I know I just watched you when you booted it up earlier. You had to reset it a few times to get your
my actuator.
Tilt.
Yeah, for some reason it just stopped.
And then I noticed you had to go back and change your back panel.
Yes,
like
the orientation on everything. Every time I reboot this fucker, something changes. Something messes up on it. So, that's been aggravating. 'Cause for some reason, Pinball X, the front end I'm using, and Visual Pinball, both their settings, they get confused on which monitor is which, even though they're labeled in Windows as 1 and 2, and they boot up in the same numbers. They're not switching the numbers. But for some reason, even though I say in Pinball X, I'll have it as my back glass set as display 2, which is the back glass. Well, you know, I've rebooted it, and even though in the settings it says display 2 for back glass, it's just doing back glass on the playfield. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I had to set the settings backwards to get it to display right. And when I boot it up again, I guarantee I'm going to have to do that again.
I've just about had a fucking aneurysm hearing you say that. Like, I can feel the whole right side of my face drooping where I can't feel it.
It's aggravating, but once I get everything going good, it's going to be worth it.
It's pretty bitching as is. I'm not going to lie. I had a really fun time playing it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I don't know. It's not something you get if you have zero interest in fiddling with software. I'll say that. I'd say even if you buy one that's up and running, you're going to have to fiddle with it at some point.
Yeah.
So it is not for the faint of heart or anyone who's basically a boomer when it comes to technology.
Definitely got a fucking expert difficulty rating.
Yeah. If you don't know how to get into Regedit, probably not the thing for you.
Dude, that's intense. But you're super fucking smart about that shit.
I've always been a computer nerd.
Figuring out how to fucking make the right spinner work and not the left one. Like, you little bastard. Dude.
That's me. That's me.
You're goddamn good at it. I like it though. I think it's fucking pretty solid so far. Mm-hmm. So when you do get everything like fine tuned and all that, it's gonna be fucking badass.
Yeah,
like it's already badass, but it's on its way to being fucking badass.
Yeah, fucking noise.
So
what you talking about? I've drone on about the.
So I ended up buying a fucking Legends Ultimate Arcade myself.
You did.
That you and your genius brain hacked for me. Modified. So I've literally been spending a lot of time just fucking around with that. I really like the fact that you can tether that thing to your computer. Because when I'm cleaning in my house, instead of having to fuck with my PS4 and fucking change songs or some shit I'm listening to, I can stream my Spotify from my computer to that cab and use the arcade controls to pick songs and shit. And it's...
Oh, that's cool.
It's like using a jukebox. And I'm like, there's so many endless... Like some... I had a... Hannah come over the other night and I was just like trying to clean up before she got there. And I was like, hey, I'm going to play some music videos on this thing just because I fucking can. And that's, because I had it tethered to my computer. One thing I've really noticed I do not like is the gaming on the computer. I don't know what I need to do different. It's kind of lag. I mean, it's playable, but it's got that little bit of lag, like playing Steam games.
Yeah.
I kind of figured maybe if I run an Ethernet cable from the modem to that, it may help.
Maybe. It might depend on the modem or...
I kind of think I need a new wireless internet thing for my computer.
It could be.
It's like a little Logitech adapter and it's old.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you're going Wi-Fi on the computer and on the Legends Ultimate. So I'm doing wired to the computer here and then Legends Ultimate's running.
You think that would help if I maybe... The only thing that sucks is my modem is in my fucking living room.
And there's a workaround for that. They got power or Ethernet over power now. So like that little box over there on the bottom socket.
It's got the green line.
Yeah.
On it. Yeah.
I got another box over there. My TV, it runs Ethernet through your power socket.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not fucking know that was a thing.
Yeah, it is. Now, it loses it if you put that thing onto a surge protector. So that has to be directly in the wall. But you can run, it's about 70% as good as...
So does the internet just connect to that box?
Well, I got my router connecting to the box, and then in there, my TV and shit connecting to that box. So basically, it's the same as having my TV wired straight into the modem.
That's what I need to do. So just get two of them.
Yeah, these
and run one to the router, and then run the other one in my room to the computer.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Dude, that's fucking fantastic. I didn't know that was even a thing.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's badass.
It's not as good as a straight wire, but it's good enough.
It's better than
It's a lot better than
dual
Wi-Fi. Yeah.
That's fucking excellent. I had no idea that was even a thing.
Yeah.
Because that was one thing I've thought about is I'm just like, man, my fucking router's underneath my TV. Mm-hmm. And I'm one of them stickler. I'm OCD. You know, I'm weird about fucking random wires run everywhere. I like shit to be hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I was just like, man, this is going to require me to run a fucking cable down my hallway into my back bedroom. And I'm like, yeah.
You need to buy, packs with multiple of them. So if you wanted to wire your arcade one up too, you could do that.
Dude, that'd be cool.
That's what you're at games.
Yeah, that's what I ought to do.
It's a lot easier than running wires.
I will say, me and you decided to try out the ArcadeNet service, and I've only played it that one time with you, so we need to
do
that some more to make it 20. But it's kind of fucking rad in a weird way. Like,
being able to just play arcade games online with someone else.
I wish they would set it up where you could play, which I know there ain't no way to do it, but like be able to play games that you brought. Mm-hmm. Because the game has to be modified, obviously, to play over a network, but...
Well, no, see, they're using the same streaming service that we do. I don't know if you noticed, but when you go up top, you see that same bar.
Oh, yeah, like when you want to exit or where you can enable or disable the joysticks.
It's for them, it's all about licensing is the reason why they don't just throw everything on there.
Oh, man. That would be...
Well, that'd be cool.
If that was the case, which I'll probably keep it for a few months. $20 ain't that awful. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I do really like the fucking leaderboards and the lobby thing. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to know that you play with a whole 9 other people on the fucking internet at all times. But, anywho, since mine has been modded, I've been playing 2 games, and I actually played through one. The one I was going to talk loosely about is a game called Warrior Blade. You remember the Roston Saga? Like on Sega and the Roston Saga 2, I think.
That sounds familiar, but I can't.
I've got it. Like I've never really played it. It's kind of like your basic not Golden Axe game.
Yeah.
But I started playing this
Silver Axe.
Yeah, Bronze Axe.
Golden Hatchet.
Yeah. Fucking Fool's Gold Axe. Fool's Golden
Axe.
Yeah. Fucking I found this game called Warrior Blade. So I started playing it because it just looked cool, and I
think I've played that one.
The main dude's name is Roston. So come to find out, this is the 3rd in the Roston Saga series. It's your standard. It's not the best beat 'em up hack and slash, but at the same time, it kept my fucking attention where I played through the whole game in like 25 minutes the other night. You got 3 characters starting out. You got Roston. Excuse me. Looks just fucking like Conan. Even the fucking side art on the front of the cab is him holding the sword just fucking like Conan.
Yeah.
Then you got Sophia, the chick with a whip, who I will say is a little bit OP because that fucking whip will clear out a half of a screen at once.
Oh, nice.
And then you got Dewey.
Dewey the dumbass.
Roston, Sophia, and Dewey, the blonde-headed dual knife-wielding ninja.
Dewey.
I didn't even play as Dewey because his name was downright
Duty.
Yeah. I mean, you're named after a guy that makes a living out of sticking his dick in a vacuum cleaner. Enjoy.
Yeah.
I played as Rostin and Sophia the whole time. So one thing that's really funny about this game is the same fucking enemies over and over. You have like a little lizard man holding like a staff. Then you have a taller, not fat lizard man. Then you have some like royal guards. And then you have like some giant fat skeleton walking.
Fat skeletons?
Yeah, don't know how it works, but they're fat.
That's impressive.
They are very fat. You have them, and then you have like
You're skin and bones, you fat ass.
some little John Carpenter thing looking tentacle dick things that walk on the ground and try to force themselves up your butt. You got all this shit, and every time you kill somebody, like you cut something, you can see like little pieces of entrails. Like there's a little graphic where it's little pink shit flying out of them, and they just turn into a huge blood smear, and everybody goes, ah!
Nice.
And just peeked us, didn't I? It's like, ah! It disappears like constantly. So you're literally just killing like 30 things around. It's like, and like I didn't understand what was going on. It kind of works like Mega Man when the game starts. You can pick there's 4 different level selections, and you can pick them in any order you want. It's like fucking swamp, castle, yada yada. I don't even remember.
Walmart.
Yeah. Then you do all the 4, and of course it brings up like, now you're going to the Badlands. So I do all this shit, and like, let me just say, it's an incredibly fucking easy game. I literally continued maybe 4 or 5 times, and you get 1 life per credit. Like the bosses, like the only reason you have trouble playing the game is you get ganged up on by several fucking enemies at once. Boss battles, it's just about as simple as walking up to the boss and just spamming the fuck out of it. And just, dead. It's just like, was that even a boss fight? Like, you fight like a wizard that shoots dragons out of the water. Some of the bosses, though, that's one thing I was going to get at, are pretty like horrifically awesome. Like, there's a giant skeleton spider thing. It looks kind of like the spider ghost out of Poltergeist.
Okay.
You fight as one of the bosses, and you just walk up and stab it in the ribcage 13 times and it's dead. Like, super easy. There's that, though. There's like an emperor-ish, like Shao Kahn looking thing you fight, and then the final boss is just like, you'll feel the pain that I felt, and it literally turns into Satan. And then you kill the hooved one, and I beat it, and from beating that, it said, we were unable to find the 9th crystal. It must have been invisible. So now we ride on, and I got just this ending of dude riding a horse, and I'm like, did I get the bad ending? Because it tells me I didn't find the 9th crystal because it may be invisible. And I'm like, is that a way of saying go back and play again and find it, you fucko? Here's a scene. Here's a fucking cut image of a guy riding a horse.
You have to play the same until you find an invisible crystal, which could have you playing it over and over and over.
I think not. I think one's enough.
So
I mean, it's worth the playthrough though. Like it's entertaining. Like I said, it held my attention the whole fucking game. The other one I've been playing around with is Tetris Grand Master 2.
Oh, good luck with that.
Jesus on the cross, man. Like, I've stepped it up and I've been playing the TGM Death Plus, Tetris Grand Master Death Plus. And that's where, like, you do 100 lines and it amps the shit up. This motherfucker starts out like, peace, pff, peace, pff, peace, pff. Like, you got split seconds to think about where you're dropping shit. And I got decent. I fucking held it for 270 lines. Like, just sitting there like, this is why people kill themselves. Like, I was fucking anxiety ridden playing this shit. But at the same time, I was entertained. But it gets fucking ridiculous. Blocks turn invisible and shit then you got to fucking invisible do it. And like, I can't. I made it about 2.5 seconds when that shit went clear and was just like, fuck this is stupid. I'm not Japanese and I'm not autistic. I'm not good at this. Like, I'm just like, if I could only been born with a peanut in my brain, I could have fucking mastered this by now. If only.
Yep.
Called my mom and I was like, God damn it, I wish you would have fucking inhaled chemicals when you were pregnant with me. Why couldn't you have made me a waterhead so I could play Tetris better?
Why didn't you have a fetish for Japanese men?
I would not ask my mother that.
I'll ask her that.
Don't. They're trying to stop violence against Asian people right
Oh, yeah.
now.
Stop Asian hate. No one's
When
hated.
the fuck did that happen?
No one's hated them since 1940. But now all of a sudden, rampant racism against Asians is a thing.
I just don't understand. I don't want violence against anybody. I'm one of them people like...
Man, I want violence against a lot of people.
Well,
not
yeah,
because of their skin.
yeah.
Not because of
their skin.
Because who they are.
Yeah, thank you. Their personality sheds light on why they should be skinned in Times Square.
Why they should be boiled in oil and have their fat sold for soap.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Mix his ass with some roses and sell that real.
I think
Bed Bath and Blau.
it's just more bullshit to divide the population up. It's all that's fucking happening anymore.
Well, man, it's we know that like I'm trying to, and goddamn it, I don't even like talking about this shit because you can't fucking say it without somebody being like, I'm racist. And I'm like, it wasn't fucking racist till you made it racist.
Yeah.
Like,
There's definitely some.
there's prejudice against everyone. Well, and just so happens, like, yeah, I mean, I'll give it credit. White people fucking get off easy on this shit, dude,
yeah,
for real.
We do.
And white people are some of the shittiest goddamn humans on the fucking planet. Period.
Most of the shitty people I know are white. What a coincidence.
Wow.
I will say I have seen some semi-recent racism against Asians, but not the way you think. Colleges I've seen have been like weighting ethnicity and stuff into their scholarships
Yes.
and admissions because they want to give more opportunities to minorities. Well, it turns out that because Asians test better than anybody else, they started lumping them in the same category as white people. So Asians don't even get the benefit of being a minority. Now they're white.
Wow. And that's the most racist thing you can do to somebody.
That to me, I was like, all this like pandering bullshit is more racist than the actual racists out there half the time. It is insane.
Well, it's like, I think a lot of it, and this may come off ignorant to some people, but
It won't be the first time we've come off ignorant.
well, it's like that stupid fucking rapper. Like, that, I don't know if you've seen anything. This rapper he's getting sued by like Nike and shit. He put these shoes out called Satan shoes. I don't even think it's a real thing. Like, supposedly there were 666 pairs made. They got fucking pentagram lace-ups. They got the rapper's actual blood in the sole. And he's advertising. We put out a music video, and he's giving the fucking devil a lap dance. He's a gay guy. It's the dude that did that song with Billy Ray Cyrus where all the fucking sister fucking hillbillies like, oh my God, it's a black gay man with Billy Ray Cyrus. I'm like, fuck you, you're listening to Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah.
Like,
if you like Achy Breaky Heart, you're probably gay.
yeah, no shit. And like, you know what? I like the gay people more than I like your fucking sister fucking cornbread eating ass.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, you hillbilly fuck. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
But like, those people are just like, the same people that bitch and moan about this. I'm like, you do realize a lot of this shit's only a thing. And this is where the potentially ignorant statement, I may say, comes in. A lot of these people that bitch and moan about this are giving it power.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're making it more fucking noticed. If you don't want people to notice it, stop fucking talking about it.
It's the Streisand effect.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're just fucking, your kids are going to be kids no matter what. If you're worried about children and polluting the innocence of children are going to be children. You tell them they're not supposed to be doing something, they're going to break their fucking neck to do it. That's part of being a kid. So all you're doing is like, hey, go look this shit
Hell,
up.
that's me today.
Yeah, no shit.
Tell me I can't do something. My God, I'm going to find
the
out a way
fuck
to
I
do
can't.
it. That's half the reason I went through school. As I was, toying with the idea of it, sent the advisory lady over the program, said, I'm working full time. Think I can do this? And she says, oh, there's no way you can do it. I said, well, fuck you.
Fuck you. Watch and see.
Yeah, I graduated top of the class. Fuck you.
Well, it's just like the whole reason my life is going where I'm now. I got told I wasn't going to be able to do something. I'm like, the fuck I won't. Watch and see. Lo and behold, here I am.
Yep. Spot makes right.
You're goddamn right. The best revenge you can take on anything or anyone is a life well lived.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not saying I could do something crazy, but it's like I had one of my so-called friends earlier in life. He flunked out of fucking computer engineering school up at UAH.
Mm-hmm.
I had thought about the time about like trying to actually go into that and do that, and he straight up told me, he's like, well, if I can't do it, you sure as fuck can't do it.
Oh, fuck
That
him.
kind of shit. And like ever since he said that, that's been more driving me being like, I hope you're eating soup sandwiches one day, you fuck. Like, I hope a roach crawls out of your wife's asshole.
I'm a pretty firm believer in, like, when it comes to shit like that, anybody can go and learn just about anything if they have the willpower to do it. It ain't
You've
about...
got to have the want.
Yeah, it ain't about having the brains or nothing like that. It's about having the drive to do it.
Yep.
If your heart and soul ain't in it, you're going to flunk out. First time I went through college, I didn't flunk, but I made shitty grades, C's and B's, because, like, I didn't care.
Yeah. Well, that's always been my issue with college. I've went to college twice. I've always lost interest in what I'm doing. Because I'm just like, I understand life, too. I don't have the money to go to a fucking university. I'm already having to go to a community college.
Yeah.
So, I'm doing this class with fucking 80 other assholes that want the same job I do.
Yeah.
And then, there's people that do better than that than you.
Yeah.
They're going to have the better. I'm a realist when it comes to shit. You go to fucking, like these assholes in those goddamn home remodeling shows, like, well, my husband draws cat buttholes and I smell sulfur for a living. Like, we got a $489,000 budget. Like, oh, I didn't realize paintings of cat assholes sold so well, But I don't know. Hey, you're right, though. You just got to have
It's
the want.
The one, too. The second time I went through, I ain't any smarter than I used. I might be wiser, but I ain't any smarter than I used to be. And I had a 4.0 this time. I had the want to do it.
Yeah.
Got told I couldn't do it, and I hated my job. I was like, fuck you. I'm going to do it.
Fuck all you sons of bitches.
I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it the best you've ever fucking seen. We're going to take a quick break here.
Pee-pee break.
We back. Rolling.
Sorry, I got that fucking
We rolling.
bladder the size of a mouse ear.
Just rolling. Hands up, no hands down. Back up. What you gonna do now?
Stop! I had no idea I was going to go handle my dick and then come back in here to Limp Bizkit lyrics.
Well,
I have never... I have been to 4 world fairs and a goat fucking, and I have never seen nor heard anything like that shit that I ever cared to hear about again.
well, you're welcome.
That ruined my evening.
That's good. Shit on your life.
Now I gotta throw my hands up, throw my hands down, roll onto the house. God damn it. Gotta have a little faith. God damn it. Okay, tonight's music is 8-bit Limp Bizkit.
Oh, God. Oh, before we move on to the music and talking about video games briefly, because that's what we do. We briefly touch on
video games and even less.
Yeah. The Tron stick for the At Games Legends is coming back on Amazon briefly.
I seen a guy on YouTube reviewing that. While we're on that, let me ask you, the fucking bezel on that cab is the Tron bezel, right? Like around the screen?
Kind of looks like
I think it is. Maybe?
It's similar enough anyway. But yeah, I already pre-ordered my Tron stick because
shit.
yeah, because I don't care about using it as a general arcade. I want it specifically for trackball and spinners. Unconventional controls.
You still turn just one of the joysticks.
Well, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn my right joystick into the Tron joystick, and then I have a real deal Tron setup going on it. So I think that'll be pretty sweet.
I think that's fucking dope.
Yeah, after I do that, at some point, I'm going to buy Tron graphics for the whole thing and just make it a Tron cabinet.
It's going to look real crispy.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about pulling the trigger after I get my rent and everything paid and buying the fucking Pixelcade.
The Bit Pixel?
Or Bit Pixel, yeah.
Yeah. The which one, the DMD or the full?
I'm just going to spend the $300. I want to get the fucking LCD one.
LCD.
Which, I don't know, the dot matrix one looks pretty
I think it does look cool.
Fucking badass, too. And it adds that old school tinge, but...
You can do a lot more with the other one.
Yeah, like I was saying, like you can put like actual in-play videos and shit on the other one and all that. And I'm just man, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that's another thing that I could add on to the pinball machine that I'm not going to even try till I get a computer is, it's called Pinup Packs. I think it's Pinup Packs. Basically, videos and shit you put on the back glass when certain effects happen in the game. So, like I saw one for Elvira showing shit from the movies when you'd hit certain things in the game.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It's real cool, but I'm like, man, my computer's struggling right now just to animate this back glass.
Yeah. You sold your little 3D thing you bought at Southern Fried, didn't you?
I still got it in the closet.
Oh. I remember, I don't know why I thought about that.
It could be yours for a mere $50.
Hmm.
Only thing is it's loud. I'll give you that warning.
Yeah. It's like a fan, right?
Yeah.
Boy, it would look good on the top of that Arcades Legends, though, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. It is loud.
We may talk business later today. Man, there was something I was wanting to talk about tonight, and I cannot for the fucking life of me remember. I don't guess it's...
We just rolled right on over it, didn't we?
Yeah.
We're just rolling over it.
Talking about you and my generation and trying to get out and get all that nookie and coming in together now, and then, didn't have no faith, so everything was counterfeit. Why did I just name off every goddamn Limp Bizkit song I know of? Like, why are we even talking about Limp Bizkit? I feel like every time I say the phrase Limp Bizkit...
Did you ever finish John Dies at the End?
No, not yet. I'm about halfway through.
There's some Limp Bizkit in there. It's funny. He describes it as being stabbed in the ear with a dagger made of dry turds.
Oh, that is fucking accurate. Every time somebody puts a Limp Bizkit album on, 50 women end up raped. Instantly. Like date rape. They're all like, oh, you smell like Axe and have tattoos. Now I've got a fuck baby in my twat. Like, well, that's because you were within 30 miles of a Limp Bizkit album being played. Oh, it's like you really want to make the world collapse on itself. Like just everything, like computer, TV, radio, everything just plays the same Limp Bizkit song once. Society would fucking collapse.
Yeah.
Which, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I'd rather hear Limp Bizkit than fucking Five Finger Death Punch.
I would too.
Any day of the goddamn week.
Not a fan of the Death Punch.
They're fucking awful.
Yeah.
They're like the world's only band that like writes successful songs based on domestic abuse. Like, well, I'll be my wife today. Broke hand bitch's arm. People are buying this shit. Yeah. Like, it's kind of like one of the things like every single, and I know you do and I do, because I can't stand them. I'm one of the few. I know that by myself. But like goddamn Nickelback.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody bitches and moans about how much they fucking hate Nickelback. I'm like, why do they still sell a goddamn show out every time they come then? Yeah. Some of you motherfuckers ain't hating. You ain't got that hate in your heart like you need.
Yeah.
If you got hate in your heart, let it out.
Hey, one of the lyrics of Slayer that stuck with me all my life is hate heals. You should try it sometime.
Yeah, dude.
Feels good to hate.
Oh, man. Speaking of Slayer, did you see that thing about the Kardashians and them?
Uh-uh.
Fucking fantastic. I mean, this is old, but I didn't know it was a thing. One of the Hordashians, I don't remember which one, but slut number one Hordashian was out in public wearing a Slayer shirt. And everybody was just like, what the fuck, you got a Slayer shirt? He said, oh, I like the band, blah, blah. The day after they posted that picture, Gary Holt, the dude from Exodus that plays in Slayer now, was on stage playing wearing a shirt that said kill the Kardashians.
Hell yes.
I was like, that fucking rules.
Yes, it does.
Like, you fucking stupid cunts, stay the fuck away from that shit. That's ours. Like, y'all go the fuck on. Go fuck your I'm making $40 million an hour rappers. Like, leave us our metal. Like,
you stay in your realm of electronically produced music.
Yeah. We'll keep the real shit over here. That's one thing I will get defensive over is like my metal and shit. Like somebody trying to fucking edit. I'm like, fuck you. This is mine. Like, this is ours, not yours. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Get back to your shit that all sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly. Which makes me want to, I want to go ahead and just, you know, I said if you got hate in your heart, let it out. If you got joy in your heart, let it out. Let me just I just want to say this, man. Judas Priest fucking rules.
Yeah.
I've been on the biggest, like, Judas Priest kick here lately. Like, fucking, I've listened to Painkiller.
Painkiller's the best. I think Painkiller's the quintessential metal song.
That's the opening track on that record. And faster than a laser bullet,
louder than an atom bomb.
Shit fucking rules, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I've always said, like, if aliens came down from space and asked to see what this heavy metal is,
you take them fucking...
That's Painkiller's the one you let them listen to.
That is, like, almost the... You know, because a lot of people argue about how, like... And, I mean, they did. Like, Metallica helped start thrash and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, Painkiller come out in 1990.
Yeah.
Years after y'all done this, and Judas Priest perfected it.
Yeah.
Period. Like, that is the most thrashy, just motorcycle metal fucking record. Like,
yeah, it's great, dude.
I don't know. I've always listened to Judas Priest, and I've always liked that album, but I like Painkiller especially randomly started playing on my locked list one day, and I was like, God damn, I forgot how blistering this shit is.
Yeah, it
man.
is
like,
fucking awesome.
That shit'll like
it's got balls, man.
Chew that asshole up like bubblegum, buddy.
I started listening to a little bit of Halford, what he's done. Like on
Halford's a badass on his own, man. If you are fucking 60 years old and you still ride a goddamn motorcycle off stage you play, you kick ass.
Yeah.
You kick all the ass. I mean, granted, some of Judas Priest's people have done a little diddling over the years, which I don't think they're in the band. I don't know. I think the drummer maybe grundled someone. He got that grundle action.
And there is a lot of Judas Priest. I don't care. I don't care about breaking the law. Turbo Lover.
That's radio Judas Priest.
That
though.
is.
Like, Judas Priest is literally one of those bands where everything they didn't put on the radio is fucking kills.
Yeah.
Like, which at the same time you got to look at the climate. That shit, they couldn't have put that shit on the radio back. Some of it they could have, but not all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, breaking the law and fucking
Turbo Lover.
It's always like, you know, how like somebody's like, I like Metallica. What's your favorite Metallica song? Enter Sandman. Like, fuck you. Like, name a good Metallica song.
I don't respect anything besides Enter Sandman. If that's the only song you know, you don't like Metallica.
My favorite two Metallica songs are either... I honestly, my two favorite ones are... And, I mean, they're not even, like, considered the best Metallica songs, but fucking Blackened and Creeping Death. Creeping Death's probably my favorite Metallica song.
I like Orion and Fade to Black.
Orion's fucking great. Fade to Black's really fucking good too.
Orion, I think, I'm big on like instrumentals and neoclassical metal and stuff, but Orion is still like the best fucking instrumental to this day, I think.
Oh yeah, dude. That was one thing about Metallica. They really nailed that classical guitar thing with that, like, that's what made the original Unforgiven such a good song, is it's like fucking just neoclassical, like you said. I mean, too bad they ended up... Well, lest we forget Saint Anger, you know, and that goddamn garbage can in a homeless guy's dick hole he was smacking with a drumstick.
St. Anger's the day I decided I'm not buying hardly any music anymore.
I'm not going to lie, though, man. Like, I'll give him credit, and I may catch a lot of flack for this, but the last Metallica record they put out.
Not Death Magnetic.
Yeah, it was, Death Magnetic was awful.
It had a couple good parts, but yeah, for the most part, it was
the newest one they put out, though.
I like Spit Out the Bone on it.
Oh, that's my favorite track off that. That's like old school, that's old school Metallica. Like, they finally got their little thrash roots back.
Yeah.
Like, I seen though, like they just announced the other day Metallica's worked with Elton John and they got some shit coming out.
Of course they did.
Well, goddamn, does nobody remember how awful the Metallica and Lou Reed shit was?
Yeah.
And I'm committing fucking sins here, but you know what? Fuck the Velvet Underground. They were fucking awful. Lou Reed, I rise all night. Take drugs in my ass. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, god damn it. You know, somebody else said Andy Warhol was an artist. And I'm like, says who? Like, you painted soup cans, you fuck. Like,
yeah.
Oh,
but it was Campbell's.
Oh, god damn it. All that shit, like, which I bring up Andy Warhol because Velvet Underground and him. There's a lot of shit, though, that everybody just hails as awesome. And I hate to say this because I appreciate what the guy done for music, and I do like some of his music. But it's like when David Bowie died, I had no fucking idea the world was so filled with David Bowie fans.
Oh,
until just like any other.
Yeah.
They're going to remember you when you're gone.
Yeah. That's the only reason Nirvana got to the status they are today, because Kurt Cobain killed himself.
Yeah, highly overrated. I like some Nirvana music, but they weren't the fucking game changers like everybody. Well, Nirvana brought grunge on the scene. No, they didn't.
They didn't. They were just the first one that made it real big.
Do you want to know what, in my opinion, the best grunge band of all time is? Alice in fucking Chains.
Yeah.
Hand down. Kick more ass than the rest of them, period. I don't give a fuck about Merle Ham. I don't give a fuck about, like... I mean, it's like, I appreciate what they've done. Like the Beatles. I think the fucking Beatles are one of the most overrated things of all time.
I hate the Beatles.
I'm like, I appreciate what they've done for music, but not my... And I do like a couple Beatles songs, don't get me wrong. Beatles were the best when they were fucking zoinked out of their head on drugs.
I Am the Walrus.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wrote the song about an octopus. You know, like, okay, cool. Keep taking drugs.
Yeah.
Don't get shot by your fans. Apparently, John didn't get the memo. I don't know. I think we're in a pretty good point for music, though, because there's a lot of good fucking metal coming out right now.
We aren't. Like, it's sad, like, nothing that uses real instruments gets off the ground anymore, like, in mainstream level. Everything's...
Nothing.
It's all electronic now. It's all looped through computer.
Well, the girl I work with, like my assistant or whatever at work, she was talking about something the other day. What song was it? She was talking about MC Hammer. Mm-hmm. Can't Touch This. And she was talking about, she just asked me, she knows I know a lot about music, and she's just kind of inquisitive, so she just asked me random shit sometimes. And she was like, well, wasn't MC Hammer, didn't he go bankrupt? And I was like, yeah, he was one hit wonder. He never fucking done anything outside of ripping Rick James off. And she's like, ripping Rick James off? And I was like, the song Super Freak by Rick James is fucking Can't Touch This by MC Hammer. And I like pulled it up on my phone and I was like, Rick James, Super Freak. Opening line, mm-hmm. MC Hammer. Same thing. She's
Super
like, how do they do that? And I'm like, they call that a sample. Mm-hmm. I was like, that unfortunately is a good thing and a terrible thing in the music industry.
Yeah.
I'm like, Metallica. Sad but true. Great song. Mm-hmm. Kid Rock, American Badass, uses fucking sad but true as the music. Mm-hmm. Awful.
Yeah.
Like, but it helps artists too, so I get it. Like, fucking Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot is one of the most financially successful songs of all fucking time. Like, Sir Mix-a-Lot himself said, I sold that song for more commercials, more samples, more movies, more anything than any other song ever been produced. Mm-hmm. He was like, I made tenfold off of selling it later on than what I did when I actually first made it and released it.
Right.
So I get it. But at the same time, well, it's real easy to shit on stuff. Because, like, you're right. If it's not, like, fucking pre-produced and all, and this is another thing that blows my fucking mind about artists now. All these people like these little fucking dickweeds like Justin Bieber and this and this. I'm like, do you think they actually fucking sound like that? Because they don't.
It's auto-tuned.
It's a goddamn computer singing for him, motherfucker. Like, auto-tune is a thing now.
Mm-hmm. A recent funny example of that is Chris Jericho and Fozzy.
Oh, God. How is he still doing Fozzy is what I'm wondering.
Because auto-tune.
It's so
I saw
bad.
something not long ago of him trying to sing without it. It was bad, dude.
I've seen Fozzy playing at metal festivals and shit before, and I'm like, why are they on a metal festival? There's nothing metal about. Why are you named Fozzy? You're named after a goddamn bear off Muppet Babies, for one, you fuck. Two, stick to wrestling. We know you're fake at that.
Yeah.
Don't bring it over to music. Like, do something honest with music. It's,
Yeah.
That's like that fucking dipshit Jared Leto, 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah.
I would rather fucking stab myself in the scrotum with a goddamn butter knife repeatedly than have to sit there and fuck my ears listening to that shit.
That's one thing I gotta say. You know, it's no secret I love Iron Maiden. And, dude, Bruce Dickinson, he's got a set of pipes on him. He sounds just as good or better live than without it. You can look up at the live shit and say, that sounds
Bruce
just
Dickinson's a fucking renaissance man.
Yeah.
He's a literal fucking genius.
Yeah.
Like, he's he flies Iron Man. He's their fucking pilot. He flies them everywhere.
Yeah.
He's a teacher. He's a professor. He's written children's books. Like, what the fuck? You know, that's awesome.
Yeah. I've seen that with a lot of the older bands that, you know, made it before auto-tune. They still can perform without that shit.
Yeah.
Whereas these new ones,
that's what I was getting at. Like, you see very few artists that can't do that. They can actually perform their shit anymore. And I was like, I kind of always thought that was part of getting compensated and paid well and being popular in the music industry is like, I can ride it and I can back it up. Mm-hmm. That's always been two of the things. That's me being in a band all these years. That's always the two things that they look for. Okay, are you capable of writing the material and recording it? Because it's completely different to write and record something than to play it live. It's a completely different set of techniques. Mm-hmm. To play it live, you got to be able to do it flawless every fucking time. Mm-hmm. To a degree. Recording, you can fuck it up 1,000 times and fix it. But at the same time, you got to be a little more musically inclined to record because a lot of time you're dealing with click tracks and blah, 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 you know.
I've always heard from people who's been in the know that Jimmy Page was the master of the editing studio.
Yeah.
He can't do half his shit live.
Well, yeah, man. He was one of the first people that would really, like, cut and paste shit per se, you know. And I mean, there's tons of bands like that, and it's awful. Every fucking band that I've ever went and seen and was just complete garbage live. I can get some of it on some of these like metal bands, for example. I seen Dillinger Escape Plan play one time. They played really sloppy, but their stage show was so fucking incredible. Just like complete, just raw energy the entire time. So you're not sitting there nitpicking all the nuances. You're like you're involved in the moment. You're fucking exerting energy with these dudes. Like, it's a high energy show, you know.
If you want to see the probably grossest example I can think of for the studio versus live, look up Dragon Force Live.
Oh, I hate Dragon Force.
I like a few of their songs, but you see it live, holy shit, it is anything like the studio record at all. It just sounds like 6 different songs going on at once. It's just a cacophony. Because everything they play so fast, it's got to be perfectly synced up. You can't do that live. They can't do it live.
I hate to say it, because we were just giving them such high honors, but one band that's fucking incredible by doing it is Metallica.
Yeah.
Watch any Metallica live videos. I listened to that new Metallica S&M 2 that just come out, and that's what made me really fucking notice it. Especially 1 and Master of Puppets. Lars is rushing the fuck out of that drum kit the whole time. Like, he's playing that shit way faster than what they're normal to.
Yeah.
And I guess it's just one of them things, you know, you work with somebody that long, you just get used to it. Like, but I could tell it. I'm like, God damn, that's a lot faster than they normally play it. Like,
Yeah, I noticed little things like that when I saw them live years ago for their Death Magnetic one. Hammett's fucking lazy as shit now. I think James is probably a better
that
guitarist than Kirk
motherfucker,
Hammett.
Kirk Hammett's like inhaled so many fucking burning stars of aneses and shit. Like, he's had so many goddamn kombucha enemas. Like, he's ascended to the next ethereal plane. He can just think about playing guitar, and he's like, boy, that sounded good.
Yeah.
I think I've always said I think Hetfield's probably the talent in that band.
Yeah,
honestly,
I think he
can play all the fucking dexterous shit or dexterous shit that fucking Kirk Hammett can, and he can run goddamn vocal lines the whole time. Because being a musician, let me tell you, that ain't no easy fucking task. Is playing something technically difficult and singing a vocal line, especially if it's not in syncopation with the part.
That's something I always
fucking hard.
Respect about Dave Mustaine.
Patting my head, rubbing my belly at the same time shit. Like,
old Dave Mustaine of Megadeth, dude.
I'll give him credit, man.
Dude, some of their songs,
Hello, darling, you're wild. Like, just saying random shit and shredding the whole time.
Yeah, some of their songs open up, you're like, damn, that's a good guitar solo. And then you listen further and like, that's not a guitar solo, that's a fucking chorus.
Yeah.
Like, and then he's singing on top of it.
Yeah, dude, that's like, they write pieces like movements and shit. Like, and the fact that it just always blows my mind when somebody is super fluent and you're playing something down here and whatever you're singing is not in the same rhythm, time, or anything as this, but it fits.
Yeah.
And you're fucking doing it without fucking up.
Yeah.
I would have to be like either, I'm bad about, like, now my vocal lines and shit are generally pretty easy. But it's like having to know what to say and making your fingers do what the fuck they're supposed to be. Yeah. Two hands doing what the fuck they're supposed to be doing. That's hard as shit.
Yeah.
And I got mad props for anybody that's super fluent in doing both. Because I'm like, that whole pat my head and rub my asshole thing at the same time don't work for some people. But anywho, that's my bitching about metal.
Yep. I'm going to find us some music to close this out with.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Very similar to Master of Puppets.
It is. Wow. I've never really noticed that.
Yeah. It's a complete coincidence, but yeah. It's like almost lawsuit level similarity.
It is. Fucking killer, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Man, that is one good thing, even about the new Doom, like Doom and Doom Eternal. The music is still so fucking good, man.
It is.
Like, actually, honestly, not Doom Eternal, which is still good. I've listened to it, but the other Doom 4 or whatever that come out, that was like the first video game soundtrack that I fucking like listened to beginning to end. And while, you know, it was just like, man, that stands. Even if that wasn't a fucking soundtrack for Doom, I'd be like, God damn, that's incredible. Like,
I'm gonna have to load up Doom Eternal. I still ain't played it.
I have Xbox Gamer.
Yeah, it's
Gamer
on there.
Pass, and I noticed it's on there, and I haven't done it yet. I really want to. I've got the first remake or whatever out, and I kind of really want to finish it.
It was good.
It was fucking great. Like,
I like to shit on Bethesda, but they did good with that. Which I don't think it was Bethesda proper that did it. They just published it.
well, I really dug how Doom played at a certain speed compared to other first-person
Very
shooters.
fluid.
And they fucking...
A lot of momentum in
They
it.
captured that really well in
did.
those new ones.
But you're always moving and it fucking shit up. That's what...
It's a little more realistic. Like, Call of Duty, you can just run like lightning quick.
Yeah.
This is like, you're actually carrying a human around.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a little bit longer. Like,
But at the same time, it's got that forward momentum always. You're always going forward and fucking shit up. There's never a dull moment in it. And that's one thing I didn't like about Doom 3 is it broke that pace.
Yeah, Doom 3 was more focused on slow scares, like slow burn and like nervous shit. And the new one's just like, hey, motherfucker, you're in hell. Kill everything that moves. Like,
yes.
And that's why I like in the new one, like, I know Doom Eternal is different. You got like that meat hook, almost like the ice hook, the hook shot that Link uses that can pull you to shit. But I know in the other one, you can like shoot them so many times and it's got like that kill thing where you can press the button and you like melee kill them, but it'll be like super like sawing them in half or like blowing their fucking head off. I love that shit. Dude.
Yeah, I do too. That's one of my favorite things about the Space Marine game, the Warhammer like third person shooter. I highly recommend that one to anybody who hasn't tried it because you get that you'll kill an enemy and then you get that button press to like fucking crush your head with your boot type thing.
Yes.
It's like hell yes.
It's very gratifying.
Yeah, and it gives you like, I think it's the same thing, like a small health boost or something when you do it, so you can keep yourself rolling by just executing motherfuckers.
Oh, that's awesome. Dude, like, the new Wolfenstein games, I really dig them. Like,
I ain't played them, to be honest.
They're pretty fucking cool. I mean, you get to slaughter Nazis.
It's
like,
always fun.
What other better way to waste some
Nazis
fucking
are
time?
such a great bad guy.
Yeah, man, they're cannon fodder, dude.
Yeah.
Like, give me 10,000 They ought to literally make a game where you could literally just, like, you know how they have the surgery games and all that? It's like, okay, torture a Nazi. And you can just do anything like, what'd you do, Jimmy? Well, I cut his eyelids off and split his penis in half.
I've had a running theory that World War II broke us because, like, ever since then, we've always had to have a quote-unquote Nazi. So-and-so's a Nazi. This and this is a Nazi.
You'll never be as evil as the Nazis.
Because we got to have a bad guy in our life that we can just hate and feel no sympathy for.
They're perfect fit, man.
Yeah. All the Democrats are Nazis. All the Republicans are Nazis. Sure, if you need that in your life, believe it.
Yeah. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
That's all modern politics and any kind of argument is who can call the other one a Nazi first.
Mm-hmm. Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, we witnessed that shit the last goddamn election, for fuck's sakes.
Everyone's a Nazi.
Yep. That's why meteorite can't come quick enough. Oh, dinosaurs had it made.
Uh-huh.
All you get to do is eat and shit and die. You got to worry about all this bullshit. You don't have to listen to Limp Bizkit albums.
I know it.
It kind of makes me wonder if the Lord sent a meteorite just to put things in motion so that Limp Bizkit could exist one day. And it makes me also wonder about why, of all the infinite possibilities of timelines, places we could have been born and all that, we live in the timeline where Limp Bizkit actually exists.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck?
Yeah. What dice were rolled to make this happen?
Good title for the episode. What the fuck, Limp Bizkit? Like, that makes no sense until the very end.
I know it.
Just say something so we're not closing the episode out talking about Limp Bizkit, since I fucked up and brought it back up.
Shit, I don't know, man. I'm about whooped here.
Judas Priest fucking rules. That's all
Priest
you need.
Rules.
Game over, man.
Game over.
God damn it. God damn it.
Well, at least we didn't end on Limp Bizkit.